Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, I'm Wayne Scott, your host for today, and it is my happy privilege to be with you for Carols in the Lobby here at the Loma University Children's Hospital. What a special event. We have an amazing array of talent and a tremendous lineup of things to share with you as we all get in the Christmas spirit together. And we'll certainly look forward to doing that. And I believe there's a rumor that someone named Santa Claus is here to visit us today, so we'll look forward to all that, right, youngsters? Let's hear a cheer for Santa, shall we? Hey, that's right. And not only do we want to welcome our live audience, but also all of you at home and at your TV screens. We're looking forward to sharing all the goodwill of this season with you. Now, the first person I would like to introduce is a dear lady whose name is Lynn Sleeth. And Lynn has been a member of the Big Hearts for Little Hearts Loma Linda Guild since 2012. And after retiring from the educational field, she began supporting the Guild as educational liaison. Reading has always been a personal passion of hers, and she loves to see children learning to read and enjoy a good book, and who doesn't? She enjoys finding ways to support the educational needs of the in-house classroom teacher supported by the San Bernardino City School System. And this is her first year serving as the Big Hearts for Little Hearts Loma Linda Guild President. So this is distinguished company indeed. Will you please join me in welcoming Lynn Sleeth? Oh, and Lynn has a friend with her. What a nice surprise. I love surprises, and we're starting off with a big one. Hello, Lynn.
Hello.
Pleasure.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to welcome each of you to the Big Hearts for Little Hearts Carols in the Lobby. This is a tradition, and it just keeps getting bigger and better, obviously, from all of our special guests here today. Our program today will be a live broadcast for all the kids in the hospital, as well as all of the other hospitals throughout the Loma Linda system. And it's our deepest desire to provide a pleasant experience for the kids that are hospitalized here and a positive picture of hope and healing to the 1.3 million families in the Inland Empire area. This is made possible, and I'm going to read this here, by the Loma Linda University Shared Services, Cable TV, and Media Service Department, as well as the station's LLBN and Smart LifeStyle television. This, my partner in crime, is Luke, and Luke is the mascot for the Children's Hospital. He's really a very special character, and he's going to be around all afternoon. So if you see him and you want to go up to him and tell him you love him, he is here for a hug and a smile or a handshake. But we're just glad to have each one of you here today. God bless you, and I know you're going to enjoy the program.
Thank you so much, Lynn. What a pleasure to hear from you. And Luke, pleasure to meet you. Let's give Luke a cheer, shall we? Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Luke, thank you for joining us. And there's a lot of Christmas spirit there with a wonderful Christmas hat and outfit. Wow, nice surprise that was. Well, we're very privileged now to introduce another segment where we have some very talented young ladies here. I now give you Lioness.
The fireplace is burning bright, shining all on me. I see the presents underneath the good old Christmas tree. And I'll wait all night till Santa comes to wake me from my dreams. Oh, why? 'Cause that's Christmas to me. I see the children play outside like angels in the snow, while Mom and Daddy share a kiss under the mistletoe. And we'll cherish all these simple things wherever we may be. Oh, why? 'Cause that's Christmas to me. I've got this Christmas song, my song in my heart, glowing in the dark. Oh, all the stockings by the Christmas tree. Oh, why? 'Cause that's Christmas to me. is the joy of family. Oh, why? 'Cause that's Christmas to me. I've got this Christmas song sung in my heart. Snowing in the dark. Oh, all the stockings by the Christmas tree. Oh, why? 'Cause that's Christmas to me. Oh, the joy that fills our hearts and makes us sing. Oh, love, that's Christmas to me. I've got this Christmas song sung in my heart. Going in the dark. Oh, all the stockings by the Christmas tree. Oh, why? 'Cause that's Christmas to me. Oh, why? 'Cause that's Christmas to me.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much, ladies. It is a humbling privilege to be with you on stage, and you've helped get us in the true Christmas spirit, have they not? One more round of applause for Lioness. Lioness, wonderful, wonderful work. Well, we hope that you'll come back and see us again real soon, because it's been a joy to have you. And if that didn't warm your heart, I don't know what would. Well, we have a special treat, because we're going to be visited by a very well-known musician whom we will all stand in awe of, I am sure. In fact, Mr. Pete McLeod is next, and I see some knowing nods and smiles out there. Well, I stand in awe of him, and I look forward now to presenting Pete McLeod.
Yay! Hello, hi everybody. Thank you so much. Nice to see you. Thank you. Oh, hi everyone. It's so great to be here today. I wonder if someone would be willing to help me. This guy in the front row, would you be willing? You could come up and stand right here if you would. My name is Mr. Pete, and what is your name, Colton?
Colton.
Oh yeah, Colton. Nice to meet you. Could I shake your hand? That's great. Nice to meet you, Colton. This is great. We're going to have a lot of fun today because, oh, nice to meet you, Colton. Nice to, we're going to have a lot of fun because in just, okay, we won't do that one. Colton, here's what I'd like you to do. I want you to help me, and I want you to just think of any animal in the entire world. Just think of it. Don't tell me what it is. I want you to think of an animal, and I will make the very animal you're thinking of out of this balloon. It's a tremendous gift I've developed. I'm glad you're here to witness it today. Are you thinking of an animal, Colton? Are you concentrating on that animal? Are you going to change your mind? You're going to keep the mind you have. Excellent, Colton. I, Mr. Pete McLeod, will now make the very animal Colton is merely thinking of. Were you thinking of a white worm? An albino snake with an eating disorder? Those are my two best ones. Okay. How about a little white mouse with a long tail? A rat?
No.
Can you work with me here a little bit, Colton? Thanks. A Dodger dog?
Not really.
Huh. Ladies and gentlemen, this is highly unusual. I have performed this particular trick over 500 times at elementary schools and other penitentiaries around North America, and I don't believe I've ever had anyone think of the animal that Colton is merely thinking of. Now, after my programs, many times people come up to me and they say, Mr. Pete McLeod, they say that because that's my name. Yeah. Anyway, they say, Mr. Pete McLeod, how did you know which animal Colton was merely thinking of? Well, you see, ladies and gentlemen, I am a master of what we call mental telepathic projection. Thank you, both of you. I also have ESPN. ESPN. Okay. $35 a month. I should get some use out of that. I'm almost there, Colton. Continue to concentrate. and calm down, okay? Now, we're almost there. Thank you, Colton. We're almost there. Continue to concentrate. I'm almost done. Colton, for the first time, in a loud, clear voice, would you tell everyone in this vast throng and all the people watching on TV, would you please tell them what was the animal you were merely thinking of?
Koala.
A koala?
Yeah.
You're thinking of a koala?
Yeah.
Of all the kids, I had to pick Colton. Wait a second, Colton? Not only did I make a koala, but this koala has disguised itself to look exactly like Snoopy riding on a Harley-Davidson motor scooter. Huh? Can you see? Huh? Oh, and I have something for you. This is really great. Thank you, Vanna. I'm going to place this right in here for you, and you can keep this. This is a doggy bag. Let's give a nice round of applause to Colton. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Well, that was a lot of fun. I didn't want to say he was full of a lot of hot air, but anyway, we won't go there. You having fun so far, kiddos? If you are, let me hear it. Yay! Colton, I like your doggy bag there. Wonderful. Good, good. Well, we're in for another treat now as we're going to be favored by a harp duet. And this is going to feature Claire Elias and Natasha Thomas, two very talented young ladies. Claire is a freshman at the Loma Linda Academy and has been playing harp for 4 years. And Natasha is a junior at Loma Linda Academy, and she has been playing for 5 years. We're going to hear a number of selections from them on the beautiful harps, among them We Three Kings and Carol of the Bells. So shall we go on with our harps? All right, so now here we have Claire Elias and Natasha Thomas with their harp duet. Thank you. My goodness, what a wonderful display of Christmas trees, a most impressive aspect of carols in the lobby. These are the trees of hope, and they represent a lot of hope and the true meaning of the season as we see these magnificent trees festively decorated with angels. And all I can think of is "Hark the Herald Angels Sing," because they certainly bring that to mind. Now, these trees of hope are most impressive because I'm 6'2" and they're each taller than I am, and they are decorated within an inch of each one. They're just beautiful. They began in 1995 as a fundraiser for Loma Linda University Children's Hospital, raising between $20,000 and $30,000 a year. The first year funded the commissioning of an artist for the Window of Hope painting. And each year, new angels are added, and their sizes correspond to the amounts donated by gracious sponsors and donors in the amounts of $25 all the way up to $5,000. So a lot of generosity is represented on these beautiful trees. Heart tags are also hung on the trees, and these are in honor of or in memory of loved ones. And angels may also be sent to a designated person after the first of the year. Well, this is a magnificent tradition, and it also represents a tremendous legacy for many gracious sponsors as the years roll by. A wonderful part of Carols in the Lobby. So let's go back now to our next program segment as we rejoin our friends as the festivities continue in progress.
Say, I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to take just a minute and teach you how to do a little magic trick. It won't take long, and if you don't want to learn it, you don't have to. But I'm going to perform it first and then explain how to do this, okay? All you need is a little handkerchief. I'm going to use this yellow one, but when you do it for your friends, you can use any color you want. You pull the handkerchief through your hand once or twice, then tuck it into the top of your clenched fist. After you've done that only a moment or two, I reach underneath and pull out the hot pink-colored handkerchief. At this part of the routine, there's usually a collective gasp from the audience. Usually. The yellow continues to go in, the pink pops out. I'm through with the trick. I've changed a yellow handkerchief to a pink one. This is where the audience usually claps wildly and enthusiastically. Thank you. I knew you would. I've been doing this trick for 3 or 4 years now. And 3, 4, well, actually 5. I started in 2012. That's right. Wow. Time goes fast. Thanks for noticing. Now, I told you I would explain how this trick works, and here is how it is accomplished. You have to have 2 handkerchiefs. No, that's it, really. Yeah, no, the pink one I keep right there, the yellow one I keep right here. Now, when no one's watching, take a little pink handkerchief, stick it into your hand when no one's watching. This is called the preparation part of the trick. When you do this for your friends at home, Riley, I know you will. When you do, you can use a pink handkerchief and a yellow one, but don't use 2 pink ones or 2 yellow ones. Otherwise, the effect is rather obscure because they change. They go in silk, they come out a rayon blend. I think that's a detail a lot of you overlooked. Now, when you do this for your friends, and I know you will, Colton, when you do not open this hand, okay, buddy? I can, but you shouldn't. That's very, very important. Now, thank you for that round of apathy. Now, oh, no, thank you very much. Remember, you pull the handkerchief through your hand once or twice. You remember that part. Tuck it into the top of your clenched fist. You remember that part. You reach underneath, pull out the pink. You remember the pink. You remember the collective gasp. You remember the stunned silence. That's okay, Oliver, don't worry. Many times after my programs, people come up to me and they say, Fred, which is weird because my name is Pete. But they say, Fred, what if I'm doing this trick and this happens? That is bad. You don't want that to happen. You tuck it back up in. You don't want people to know you have 2 handkerchiefs. You pull that out, and if they clap, that's good. If they don't, just forget it. Move on to your next one. That's how to do a little magic trick. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wow, this is an amazing display of gingerbread houses. I think this would melt the heart of the Scroogiest Scrooge. In fact, I don't know how your heart couldn't melt looking at this beautiful display of gingerbread houses. Well, there's a wonderful story behind this. It all began once upon a time with a grateful patient who had a bakery, and they wanted to give back, and they did it through the wonderful art of their baking skills. These gingerbread house kits come via the generosity of Costco, who has given 130 of these house kits, and we are greatly appreciative of that generosity. The Children's Hospital patients and siblings each decorate their own house, and if they're not able to come down to the lobby, then the gingerbread homes are brought up to them in the upper floors. And then the mountain that helps undergird this wonderful display of gingerbread houses was constructed by Mr. and Mrs. Jim Durbin, who also, not uncoincidentally, play Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus in the true spirit of Kris Kringle. The decorating event is scheduled each year for the first Monday in December, and it remains on display until New Year's Day. Each child is photographed with their own gingerbread house and with Santa Claus, and each is furnished a book and a teddy bear. Oh, that's a great tradition. My heart certainly is warmed. I hope yours is too. It's a wonderful Spirit of the Season event. What a great legacy from the carols in the lobby. Speaking of which, let's go back to our friends who are there as the festivities are underway. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. This is the Hawarden Singers, and we are so blessed to have you here. You have melted our hearts, and we're so pleased to have the spirit of Christmas represented by all of you. And we've had some young talent that, I don't know about you, we hear so many scary headlines and so much trouble in the world today. And when we look at this as our future generations, I think we can be very, very blessed. The Hawarden Singers are from the Hawarden Hills Academy in Riverside, California, and they are in their 6th year. They meet faithfully for 1 hour each week after school. My goodness. And the ages range from 7 to ages 13, and they have 30 members. They perform at school functions, holiday celebrations, and the small choir is performed at civic events for the city of Riverside, California. Well, we have been so blessed to have you today. We want to thank you for joining us. And now we're going to get ready to welcome a very special guest, someone that I had alluded to a little earlier. I told you earlier about a poem by Clement Moore, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," and of course, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" refers to a certain visitor that we often look forward to at this time of year. In fact, this visit by, yes, you guessed it, St. Nick, has been arranged by Jeff Martin and Costco Wholesale Depot 960 of Yorba Linda, California. And we appreciate that, as well as the Magical Memories with Santa organization that has helped coordinate this visit from St. Nick. Now, our children who visit with Santa will receive a photo and a gift during their time with him, and I'm looking forward to having a few words with him. What? My goodness. There, you hear that? I think he just came in. There's Santa. Welcome, Santa. We're so blessed that you could be with us today.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, Santa, how long has it taken you to get here from all the way to the North Pole?
Quite a while.
Yeah, I imagine so. Now you have all of your reindeer with you?
Yeah?
And who is your favorite reindeer?
Rudolph,
And I have a feeling I know why.
because of the fog.
He got you through the fog, did he not? And Mrs. Claus?
She's doing great, taking care of the elves and feeding them.
So Mrs. Claus takes all of her time throughout the year to help feed the elves. My goodness. Now, you have an extensive naughty and nice list, don't you?
Yes, all the elves out there on the shelves are watching everybody.
Ah, the elves on the shelves. Yes, I've heard about them, and they do a lot of looking around to seeing who's naughty and who's nice. Huh? Anybody here have an elf on the shelf at home? Aha, I thought so. Well, I understand that they give you a lot of information that you find useful.
Yeah, they do.
Now, I don't know if I should ask this, but does your list show whether I have been naughty or nice?
You've been nice.
I've been nice. Oh, I'm glad to hear that because I have my days. Let me tell you. Anyway, we're so glad to have you here. Now, you'll be leaving December 24th,
Yep, for the long trip.
the long trip, and you spend most of the 24 hours, or is it 12 hours?
Yeah, 24, pretty much.
That's what I thought because you're going around the globe.
Yep.
Uh-huh. And what are your favorite foods, Santa? What gets you to be such a jolly, large elf?
White chocolate macadamia nut cookies and organic milk and...
Well, I thought I'd ask so there'd be a few hints as to what you might want to leave. Is there anything I mean, how about Oreo cookies? That was always something I left. Did you like those when I left them?
Oh yeah, I love Oreo cookies a lot.
Do you remember visiting my house and having that plate of Oreos and the milk that I left you?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, you have a good memory, Santa. Very good. Are there any things that you'd like to tell our children, both here and at home by the television screen? Anything you'd like, any tips you'd want to give them for how to get the gift they'd like to have?
Just listen to your parents and be good and don't be naughty and you'll pretty much get what you want, at least 1 or 2 items.
Fantastic. Have you been visiting with a lot of children today?
Yes, I have.
What are some of the things that they've been asking?
They haven't really been asking for much of anything, but, we've been handing out toys to them, and they seem real happy in doing that.
Oh, that's very sweet. We have some very sweet and special children here today, don't we?
Yes.
Do you have a long line waiting for you?
Yep.
Oh, all the time, right?
Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody.
And thank you so much, Santa, for visiting us.
Welcome. See you next year.
All right. I hope to see you next year, and we wish you the very best on a trip to back to the North Pole, and then you'll be collecting all your gifts to be circulating around the world. Well, thank you for blessing us with your visit today, Santa. Bye-bye. Bye, Santa. Thank you, Santa. Well, now we have the privilege of a piano introduction. Ah, yes. Hello. How are you? Tell us your name.
Laura Nerona.
Laura Nerona. And you are 15, I understand.
I am.
And how long have you been studying piano?
I've been playing piano for 9 years.
9 years. That's magnificent. Well, I happen to know that in 2016, and you're too humble to brag about yourself, but I understand that in 2016 you played at Carnegie Hall as part of the American Fine Arts Festival.
Yes.
Was that scary?
Yes, it was.
How long did you practice for that?
It took a lot of practice.
I can only imagine. And you've been studying for how long?
For 9 years.
9 years. Well, we're about to experience the delight of listening to you play. So here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us, Laura. Well, Laura, that was magnificent. I can see now why you were at Carnegie Hall.
Thank you.
Oh, I think we're going to be hearing a lot more from Laura. Just magnificent playing. What true talent you have. Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause, please, for Laura Naruna. Thank you, Laura. It's a pleasure meeting you and having you here. Appreciate it very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have much ahead. Just want to mention briefly that we want to thank Crown Lexus for their sponsorship of all of our festivities today. We deeply appreciate their graciousness. Yes, indeed. Good round of applause for Crown Lexus. Much appreciated. Well, we're going to see more of our friend Pete McLeod. As I had mentioned before, for more than 30 years now, Pete has performed hundreds of shows for companies and corporations, civic groups, churches, schools all over the United States. And in addition to that, he has performed on cruise ships, and he's also been on many television programs. So we are very blessed to have him here today, and he's about to perform quite a memorable feat of magic, which he calls having a ball, and I believe he's going to have a princess or two with him. So let's welcome back Pete McLeod.
Yay. Oh, hi, everybody. And you can come to the far side. You can stay right here. Everyone, this is the Snow Queen and the Winter Princess. Snow Queen, Winter Princess. So glad that you're here. Snow Queen, I'm especially happy that you're here because I need your help. I'm old and I don't remember a lot of things. So I'm going to show the Winter Princess this little ball. It's a little yellow ball, and I would like you with your left hand to squeeze this as tightly as you can. Turn your hand, whoa, that's good. Turn your hand over. Don't help me with this, okay? She's holding a little yellow ball, and I want you to remember that. And then, if you, I have a little red ball that I'll put in my hand. So I have a red ball in my hand, a red ball in mine, a yellow ball in hers. Here's the amazing thing, ladies and gentlemen. My little red ball just disappeared and joined the Winter Princess's hand. It did. It just disappeared and joined hers. If you open up your hand, they should clap wildly. Whoa. I'm telling you, huh? That is... Way to go, way to go. I'm going to put the red one in my hand and the yellow one in my hand. I'm going to put both of these in the Snow Queen. Snow Queen. With your right hand, if you'd squeeze tightly over those two, turn your hand over and put your other hand underneath. Hold on to these tightly and don't help me with this. So, in fact, one step closer to me if you can, and one step closer to me. Can you show everyone your left, just your left hand, and there's nothing in her hand. Close it into a tight fist, please, because at the count of 3, I'm going to make one of those little balls go from the Snow Queen into the Winter Princess's hand at the count of 3. 1, 2 weeks ago, I was doing this trick. They said it's impossible, but impossible is my middle name. Actually, my middle name is Harold, but I prefer impossible. Did you feel that?
Am I supposed to feel that?
Did you feel it?
Yeah.
She felt it. That's because I am a trained professional. Now, I'm going to make it go back. Did you feel that?
Yes.
That's because I'm a trained professional. Open your hand. Show that it's gone, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. So here's what happened. I put a yellow ball in her hand and a red ball in mine. Mine disappeared and joined hers. I put both of those in your hand and made one of them go from your hand to her hand and back invisibly. That's the most difficult trick I'm going to do all day. So my question for you is, do you think you're holding a yellow ball or a red ball in your hand?
I think I'm holding both.
Both? You think both? If you would turn your hand over, quickly open your hand, just quick. Oh, 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 oh! Ladies and gentlemen, the amazing Snow Queen and Winter Princess. We're having a ball now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thanks so much. Yeah, we could go. There we go. Thank you.
Well, what fun we've had here with the Carols in the Lobby event. And it's worth noting that the Carols in the Lobby event has been under the wing of the Big Hearts for Little Hearts Guild. And we are greatly appreciative of their efforts year in and year out to make this all possible. Well, we've seen so much here in the lobby. We've had the beautiful trees of hope. We've had the wonderful gingerbread construction behind us, the wonderful gingerbread houses. And of course, while those are constructed, it brings to mind that perhaps you've also seen some construction going on behind us, behind that wonderful mountain of gingerbread houses. There's some real life construction going on. And architecturally, I can't help but think of that as being new birth. We have a wonderful new children's tower being constructed. And at this time of year, when we think of the birth of one that we celebrate, we think of hope and possibilities. We have a new year coming, a new children's tower, lots of construction and activity. Oh, it just makes this time of year so memorable and wonderful to reflect upon. And as we think of the one whose birth we celebrate this time of year, I just can't get over the wonderful prospect that this babe in the manger was born to die, risen to reign. He knew all the rotten, terrible things about myself and went to the cross anyway. And that's worth celebrating at this time of year. Well, thank you, friends, for your support of the Carols in the Lobby. And we look forward to much more as we return to our friends who are with the festivities underway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have just been favored with a wonderful saxophone quartet. In fact, the Loma Linda Academy Saxophone Quartet. Well, soon it will be my privilege once again to introduce Pete McLeod, whom we've been so blessed with throughout our time together. Carols in the Lobby, sponsored by Crown Lexus. And one of his most outstanding feats of magic he's about to present at this time. He entitles it The Legend of Clara and Monica. So we'll look forward to seeing Pete McLeod one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome him. Thank you, Pete.
Welcome. Hi, everybody. Oh, I'll tell you, this took place in the 1940s and the 1950s. There was a singing sensation named Clara and Monica, and they filled all the best dinner show places in Los Angeles during those years. People would be lined up around the block to come in and hear Clara and Monica sing. But one of the things that made their show so amazing is right in the middle of their act, they would do this amazing magic trick. And I'm going to try to duplicate that for you tonight, The Legend of Clara and Monica. And I'll introduce them to you at this time. This is Clara in the yellow and Monica in the blue. You might recognize them by their stage names, Santa Clara and Santa Monica. That was a long way to go for that one. In the middle of their program, Santa Clara and Santa Monica would be singing, and they would have these little elves in green tights that would come out and place these chimneys over Santa Clara, and they would turn them around, and for Santa Monica, they would also turn them around, and to the amazement of the people, when the chimneys were removed, Santa Monica is now over here, and Santa Clara is over there. And as the crowd would sit in stunned silence, the elves would come back immediately, place the chimneys over the young ladies again, turn. The Birds, 1968, and they would remove the chimneys, and they would be back in their original positions, and the crowd would clap wildly and enthusiastically. So thank you very much. That's the legend of Santa Clara and Santa Monica. And what? Turn around. Okay, I can do that. It seems silly, but okay. And the other way? Okay, sure. And that's this one? Okay, sure. I can do that. That seems really silly. But wait. I think I understand. So are some of you thinking that on the back of the yellow Santa Clara, there's a blue Santa Clara, and on the back of the blue Santa Monica, there's a yellow Santa Monica? Well, let me check. No. Sure. Well, let me do something a little bit better. I'm going to end my part of the program the same way Santa Clara and Santa Monica would be doing, and they would say, as I would say, on behalf of Santa Clara, Santa Monica, and me, Mr. Pete McLeod, Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Pete, thank you so much for your gracious appearances today. I know you've been a good friend to the Loma Linda Children's Community Hospital, and we are grateful for all that you've done for us and entertaining the young people whom you obviously have a heart for, and we appreciate that so much. Well, speaking of young people, we have a very special treat. I understand that we're going to have some ballet, and before we get to the ballet, I would like to introduce the person who is going to be featured in that wonderful cultural event we're about to have. Now, the person who's going to be with us is Anna Lynn Bachlan, and she is 15. She began ballet at the age of 9 at the School of International Ballet in Redlands, California. At age 11, she competed in semifinals at Youth America Grand Prix and was chosen for the New York finals. So this is someone of the highest caliber that we're looking forward to. At age 13, Youth America Grand Prix semifinals in Los Angeles, she won that, and first place, went to New York finals again, and she was with the Ballet Idaho, where she danced in company pieces, including the Concerto Barocco under Nihilus Martin. Very impressive. She's won many scholarships toward her ballet training, including with the Boston Ballet, and she is going to present the Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy from the Nutcracker, so often associated with this festive time of year. Please welcome Annalyn Backlund. Well, we certainly have some cute young people here beneath the Nutcracker and the Christmas trees, and boy, I love seeing Christmas through the eyes of children, don't you? And how fitting here at the Children's Hospital here in Loma Linda. Well, we're about to introduce someone very special to all of us, Jillian Payne. And Jillian is the Assistant Vice President of the Loma Linda University Children's Hospital Foundation and Loma Linda University Health Philanthropy. She's an advocate for children's health care, and I suspect she might say her most important role is as mother of Brooklyn and Blakely. But it is now a pleasure to welcome Jillian Payne.
How much fun have you all had today? Has this been an incredible afternoon? Wow. I brought out some other friends with me this evening as well, and just wanted to say, you know, an event like this and support like this doesn't happen without a whole community rallying around the kids at our Loma Linda University Children's Hospital. And it is so, so very special to have each and every one of you here. We are so grateful to the Loma Linda Big Hearts for Little Hearts Guild. They are an incredible group of women and men who make it possible for you to experience this and for our patients upstairs to experience this. I have a very special guy with me today. This is Luca, and he has something that he would like to say.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. Merry Christmas.
Luca is a pro. Luca is an amazing patient here at Loma University Children's Hospital, and he does this as part of his job as one of our patients. So he loves coming out and saying thank you. I also want to introduce to you our Senior Vice President for Loma Linda University Children's Hospital, Scott Perryman.
Thank you, Jill. Thank you all for coming tonight. Thank you for hanging in there with us through our power challenge. We're grateful to have this event. I want to echo Jill's comments. Thank you to Big Hearts for Little Hearts for not just this event, but all the things you do for us. And this is the busy time of year, but it really happens throughout the entire year. And thank you, those of you who are here representing our hospital and our patients and their families here. If you will you bow your heads and we'll have our closing prayer. Our Father in heaven, thank you so much for this season. Thank you for the reason that we're all here to celebrate. We appreciate all that you do for us and are grateful for the patients and the families that you entrust to our care. Please be with us all this evening as we go home. Bring us your traveling mercies in your name. Amen.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. And I want to make sure to point out that Scott is our Senior Vice President Administrator of Loma Linda University Children's Hospital. He's been here for 3 years, came to us from Dallas, Texas, I understand, and is passionate about his advocacy for children's health care, awesome supporter of the Big Hearts for Little Hearts Loma Linda Guild, as well as the 3 other Big Hearts for Little Hearts guilds in Palm Springs, Riverside, and Temecula. And he and his office are very supportive of our televised program. The TV coverage is broadcasting to all of the hospital connections in Loma Linda. Scott is married to his lovely wife, Angie, who is a very active member of the Loma Linda Guild, and they have 2 sons, one a senior in high school and the other attends college. Did I leave anything out? One attends Loma Linda. Well, that should be pointed out. Very good. Well, it's such a blessing to have all of you here today, and thank you for sharing the spirit of Christmas as we have carols in the lobby. Much appreciated. And I believe this concludes the festivities of Carols in the Lobby at this time. What a joyous blessing this has been. Would you agree? Yes, of course. We hope that this has brought some of the true spirit of Christmas to you, and we want to thank all of the people who have helped make this possible, including Doug Pearson of Crown Lexus, our major sponsor, and all of the people who contribute so much behind the scenes and on stage as well, but every stage needs folks helping us behind the scenes. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, here in the audience, and also all of you gathered at screens around the world. We deeply appreciate your watching and your support of the Loma Linda University Children's Hospital. Wayne Scott here, thanking you again and wishing you the best on behalf of all of us here, the merriest of Christmases and a joyous new year. Thank you, everyone.